don't be apologetic for rendering of your skills, your talent, your service. They haven't said, 15, it's a bit much. No.
Wow.
I've apologized for charging you, and then I've discounted it.
What happens is they will take advantage of your time. They will be late. They might not even come. Yes, guys, welcome to the Sound Mindset Podcast, where we bring you the latest in music production tools, helping you to navigate the industry with a mindset for success. And once again, man, we're here, we're back. Another week, another moment to reconvene with the one and only Dr. Duce. How you been, man? How was your week?
Great to be here, Tim. Great to be here. The week has been really, really good. Really good. Very busy, but very productive as well. So happy to always look forward to this. And because we're now filming at near the end of the week, it's something really to look forward to. You know, after the madness, you're kind of getting slightly the dregs of the remnants.
The leftovers,
the leftovers, you know. But it's still exciting, you know. So I'm very well, not really much to. Just coming off another 36-hour fast, as I was mentioning to you earlier. And I tell you, for you guys, if you're anyone who does this thing, I mean, I've only been on it for a few weeks now, and the health benefits I'm experiencing, wow. You know, a few years ago, if you told me about fasting, not a year ago, if you told me about fasting, I'd be like, good luck. I'm not involved. But I tell you what, I discovered a video, and the guy broke down how it helps you besides weight loss and everything, how it can help you in so many ways. And the way he broke it down scientifically, I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. And I tell you for fact, my experience, I'm experiencing the benefits. You know,
beneficial.
You being in the health, you being in the health field, you'll understand this even. You know,
most
health
definitely.
And fitness.
No, most definitely. That's amazing as well, because it takes discipline to do, especially in the midst of doing a lot of work. That temptation comes on strong when you want that energy food or that energy boost. Sorry.
That's it.
And man, that's amazing, and definitely encourage people to fast. Because it only helps. It only helps. There's you know what I'm saying? Obviously safely. If you've got any medical issues and
safely. Like I told you, I messed up. I did mess up because I was meant to break my fast at 8 o'clock this morning, and usually I'll have a protein shake ready in the fridge, ready to go. So of course I come down early, and I'm pottering around getting bits ready for this, what we're doing here and other things. And I forgot to take that protein fast. And then it didn't go well, man. I was slumped. I was slumped in a chair, zero energy. The needle had hit empty, and it was just lying. It was just lying all the way down. Yeah, empty, zero. The car shut down, everything.
No reserve.
Yeah, but no. But I mean, the rescue was at hand, so I managed to get some rescue, and they came out. They came out and rescued me. So, but just when you're doing it, you know, like you said, like Tim said, do it sensibly. You know, plan, prepare. If it's something that you do, the key is to plan it and prepare.
Absolutely,
and everything will run smoothly. And the longer term benefits is incredible.
Absolutely.
So that's me, Tim. How about yourself, sir? How has your week been?
It's been great, man. Listen, I just need to give a quick shout out to One Audio for sending me these. Come on, they landed.
Awesome, man.
I'm gonna do a little something with these soon, but they are amazing headphones, man. They are proper good, and this is from using it. And come on, man, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to you guys, man. Thanks for sending me a pair. I really appreciate the love. And in the you know, the whole studio recording process, it has made it so much easier because I listen to a lot of music, or rather when I'm recording vocals, I listen to myself fairly loud, and sometimes with the other headphones that I get, if it doesn't have good
isolation in it, it's the isolation,
then it can spill over into the mic. None of that with here. And also I was saying to you earlier as well, how when I was listening through with these headphones, I almost thought that my monitors were on and I've got some good monitors, and I was thinking, I'm adjusting the volume because I'm like, rah, this is like, it sounds like I've got the thing still on. Think obviously it's off, and that's how clear they are though. Like that's how clear and really nice they are. So I mean, I don't even know if you got. I know you're sure you got a link there as well. So if you want to tap into these, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, so I appreciate that. That was a great thing that happened this week.
Yeah. 100%, man. Big up to, the sponsors, man. One Audio, we'll definitely be featuring their tools, their bits and pieces over time. And I've got another video dropping tomorrow night, another DJ video. And yeah, man, they've come in so handy, I tell you. The quality and the convenience of it, especially being in wireless mode. Fantastic. So
brilliant. Yeah, man. Yeah. Really good. So that was a really nice highlight for the week. And man, just as usual, just been grinding, preparing the setup for the summertime and the songs that's going to be dropping for there, because obviously we need to make sure that the audience is fed musically, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot there.
Sir.
But yeah, man, it's been a very great week. Again, looking forward to this one as well. And yeah, man, I know you had some things that you wanted to touch on as well. That
yeah. So I'll go straight into it, and hopefully this will bring value to anyone out there who is a creative and who is on the journey. You're in that transitional period from sort of being a hobbyist or sort of in the amateur zone, moving into taking on the professional mindset, and getting paid for the rendering of your service, whether it be as a beat maker or as a sound engineer, recording engineer, as an artist, as a musician, whatever it is. And not just in music, in life in general. The essence of what I want to convey to you is, don't be apologetic for rendering of your skills, your talent, your service. I'm telling you this because I used to do this, okay? And I was in conversation with a good friend of mine in the week, and he was sharing about his shortcoming and how he used to do this as well for much of his life. And I had to admit, hey, I was right there alongside him in my own lane. He's not a musician, but he was talking about his in his field. And it made me remember what I used to be like when I knew I was good at what I did. So whether it be playing my chosen instrument or music production. I got into music production, digital, non-linear music production very early. And I'm the kind of guy that I got to learn it. I'll put in the work to learn it so that I know that I'm competent. However, here's a typical example of how I used to approach things. If someone said, wanted me to record them, a friend or stranger, I'd book them in. I used to work out of a bedroom studio. This is years ago. I used to work out of a bedroom studio. So I'd book them in, they'll come round, and I would definitely try and avoid discussing money from the jump. I'm leaving it. I welcome them all. He's all happy and nice and everything. And there were times where people even said, so what's it going to cost, And I'll be like, don't worry about it. Let's just get it done, and then we'll see. Just pushing it, and then we get to the end, and it sounds great and everything, and then then it gets awkward now for me because they came prepared to pay. They were prepared to pay even before they came down to the studio to where I was running the operation. They were prepared to pay when we first spoke about the session, but I'm always pushing it off, putting it back. No, it's all right. Come. Let's just get it down. Let's get into that creative mode. Let's not allow money to get in the way of the creativity. That was my excuse. Then now the session's done. I've burned. I've been burning CDs or probably running it off to tape. Probably at the time on that tape, possibly. This is going back, and then it came to like that. It's all done. So then they're waiting. So what are you saying about the money? So that I'll be saying, well, usually I would charge X amount. Let's say it was
off the bat.
Let's say it was off the. They came with money in their pocket.
Yeah.
They've got the money on them to pay, and I don't know these people. I don't owe them anything. I don't need to do you a favor. So now my approach is already, well, usually I would charge about, let's say it was 20, them times it would probably been £10 an hour, £15 an hour, say £15 an hour. I would normally charge £15 an hour, but my movement, my energy is saying, I'm not comfortable with charging £15 an hour. And then I'll drop it like, well, on this occasion, you see your first time, so let's do half price. The person came with more money. Let's say my rate was £15 an hour. They probably were prepared to pay £10 an hour, £20 an hour. But not only have I apologized for charging, I have already discounted before they've even opened their mouths. They haven't said, 15, it's a bit much. No.
Wow.
I've apologized for charging you, and then I've discounted it. So what message does that send to the person who I've just thrown away my service to? It says, well, I don't value my time and my effort, irrespective of how amazing the work turned out to be. The value I place on my talent and my service, I diminished it straight away. So then I've said, and this is just a typical how I used to do it, man. So if they want to book another session with me, how am I going to charge them full price next time?
See?
I've already charged them half price. So they're coming with the intention of, well, he doesn't know me and he's already charged me. He's done me a favor already. Why is he going to charge me? And it makes it more difficult for me to charge full price.
Yeah.
So that's a typical example of how, when I was first coming into the game, and what that was a lack of confidence.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Yeah. Is there any resonance with you, Tim?
Definitely. I used to do the same thing when I first started in the fitness industry, and when I was doing full-time music producing and engineering for people, and had sessions. I would have people book through me before I had a website or before I had like an official price list. It would just be, just holler at him and then he'll let you know type of thing, innit? And oftentimes, I think that some of the worst ones that you haven't touched on yet, but I know you know about this, is the family rates. Because what happens there is, you know what I'm talking about. The family rates, this is, and for people new to this, I mean, there's a lot of people who already charging what they're charging, and you know your thing. But this is also for people who, this might be for if you want to increase your price of what you're already charging, or if you're brand new to, just having believing in your own value, what the service that you're providing, how much you charge. And I used to do that for friends and family and other strangers and whatever on a large scale where there was loads of different people. And it was almost like everyone had a discount, and that definitely stopped. But one thing as well with the family one is there is an expectation of free, not even discount, free. So as soon as a number is involved, you're already over their threshold of, this is becoming a stretch because it's family. It's meant to be free. Yeah,
meant to be free.
It's meant to be free, right? Okay, cool. So you give them the free or the discount, and what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is advantage. What happens is they will take advantage of your time. They will be late. They might not even come. No, for real. They might not even show up. And that's happened to me. I'm not saying this because, I think. No. I've had multiple occasions where I've said to them, we'll just roll through like for the first time or a couple times and we'll just catch a vibe like see. And then, if you want to continue, we'll give you a price or whatever. First time, sorry. And this is on the day, can't make it today. Meanwhile, you got all of these other plans that you could have had in place. Or, I'm going to be late. And bearing in mind, guys, when someone is late, they expect the same original time slot to begin. Let's say you got 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. till let's say 9. So now if you come at 8, I'm not supposed to still finish at 9. Now all of a sudden I finish at 10 because you was late. You get what I'm saying? And these are the things that you only really learn when you go through it, unless you want to heed to people's advice and you know what I'm saying, to use wisdom. But yeah, that's my experience. Definitely.
I was there. I was there in feeling the pain of your suffering, man. Yeah. I was sharing the pain of your suffering because, you know, I remember certain such situations where, bro. Anyway, we did we pulled you aside anyway. We pulled you aside.
Yeah, you said, because I thought that's another point. It's not normal. Don't think for people who, if you're experiencing that is not okay. Because I thought that it was like, oh, you know, his family or his friends, it's not too bad. And Dr. Duce, and shout out to one of our brothers, Naya, as well, pulled me aside and said, yo, that's not that's not meant to be how things, and they actually, you guys helped me to realize, nah, they're mocking it. They're taking a mick. Yeah. They don't rate your time. And you won't know that until, you know, professionals or people who have already been through that experience will let you know. Yeah. But comment below, you know, as we continue this conversation, comment now, like make a comment now. If you've had something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like if you had any experiences like that, let us know, because I'm interested to see what people are saying, and you know what I'm saying, how we share these moments as people who are trying to make it in this industry or in this world or whatever.
May I just say something you said there, just to cycle back a bit, and it's such an important, it's an important thing that needs to be highlighted. There's a behavior. It's a behavior that I think permeates much of society, but not for people who are successful, but people who are unsuccessful. People who are unsuccessful and not going anywhere.
That's a key.
This is what happens, right? You talked about being late and wasting time. So and it doesn't happen to me anymore.
Oh, neither does it happen to me. It doesn't happen to me anymore either.
And I show you this, and this is a lesson. Yeah, if you do this, think about possibly changing it, guys. All right. If you do this, think about changing. If you have an appointment with me to do anything, to go for a meal, to go to see the football, to be in the studio, and our appointment is, say, 2 p.m., don't message me or call me at 2 p.m. to say you're going to be late. Yeah? Don't tell me at 2 p.m. you're going to be late, because you knew you were going to be late way before that. It didn't dawn on you at 2 p.m. when we're meant to be together in the room that, I'm going to be late. No, it doesn't make sense. So if anybody who's watching this, if you know me and you're going to work with me, or if you don't know me and you want to work with me, please, you only get one chance. Yeah. It's a discipline that people who are successful, you know, let's talk about people who are successful in business. They don't operate like that. Their time is so precious and so measured that they cannot afford for people to be messing with their time. And as we talked about in a previous episode, when you're involved in music, it is a business. It is a business. So treat it like a business and respect the other party's time. Okay? Things happen. Things happen which cause you to be late, which cause you to have to cancel. That's life. But it's unacceptable that we're pulling up, we're sitting in the studio waiting for a person to come down, like a singer to come down. And then like 10 minutes after start time, they're like, you know what, sorry, you know, I might be about a bit late. How long? Or maybe about half an hour. Maybe. And oftentimes it's the people who aren't paying, and it's people who are getting it for free or reduced, because they don't care about your time. They're not paying for it, so they can violate your time.
That's right.
If you're collecting the money, then cool. And even so, I mean, I still don't like it if we make an arrangement and you're paying me, and you still don't turn it, because it's still my time. You're gonna pay me, but still,
absolutely.
I'd rather be here working with you and taking the money than sitting here just chilling and then taking your money, because I'm still taking it. Yeah, you still have to pay me even if you're going to be late. So it's about a mindset of valuing your time, but equally valuing the other party's time.
Yeah, 100%. And protecting your time as well, like you just mentioned. One of the keys is to ensure that you are paid. If you're currently doing this habit, the start of it is to make sure you're getting paid, actually. Like, from the bottom line, you know what I'm saying? Because then that compensates or protects you from any lateness or any cancellations. And one of the things as well is all of these, like, people do cancellation fees, people do no refunds, things of that nature. I think that the no refund policy should be implemented into your own business as well, especially if you're a producer, because that sets your time and blocks out any other opportunities from potentially happening at that moment. Whether you, and another thing as well I want to point out, and this is mainly what I'm saying right now, is mainly for younger or early producers and engineers and singers. It doesn't matter if you have nothing else to do, because that's a key. Because when I had nothing else to do, and I wouldn't mind. It's like, oh, they're not coming, whether I get paid or not. It's like, okay, no. From the early, set the habits. Whether you have nothing to do at all in that time, and it doesn't make a difference, or whether you're completely busy and it's created an inconvenience for you, consider it the same. Like, it's still important. It's still your time, because once you become more busy, you're gonna realize, me tolerating that just because I didn't have as much time as I did now was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be having that mindset. This is like we said, it's the mindset behind it. You carry that mindset from the beginning, you're gonna let those habits are gonna spill into business in the future. But what was some of like if we put it into 3 points on how we can advise of what we've learned. Again, this is real experience that we've been through. You know, this isn't a one-way thing. We've gone through these things. So what kind of advice do you think we could give it if in like 3 points?
So I'd say, if you're giving your services, your valuable services away for free, you're not building a legacy. You know, one of the things that I remember is spending good money on something and then going back later on and thinking, whoa, I know it costs me a lot of money, but bro, it was so valuable. It changed the game for me. It might have been an item, maybe it was a bass guitar, maybe it was a phone, maybe it was a computer. You spent a lot, but the value it brought, how it impacted you. And in the same way, if we need to value ourselves, our services, our talent. And one way to value it is to put a price on it, a reasonable price. And I think, unfortunately now, because of social media, it gets a bit distorted in that you're seeing producers flashing money around and people in the music game flashing money like, or overnight, you know, they're just born and then all of it, they wake up and then all of a sudden they're flashing these wads of cash. Much of that money, I'm talking real talk, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anyone in particular, but much of the money you're seeing flashing around was not made from music. It was made from other things.
Yes.
Or it's fake money. In many cases, it's fake money. It's not real money, like actual real money. It's not, but in many cases, the money you're seeing is not from music. Not generated from music.
Can I just jump in on that bit? And it's often, if it's not one of those, it's borrowed money. Advances are borrowed money. It has to be made back. This is a temporary display of luxury, because upon not being able to recoup that, you will be dropped. If that isn't made from independent streams of income from your own self, like you said, or something that you're doing outside of it, supplementing it, then you're going to realize that, the priorities are not in order, so don't fall for that. So please continue. I just have to add that in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm glad that you have put that in, because we both know from where there's a generational gap between us. But I know from my generation, and you know from your generation, what's going on, and how people can be fooled into thinking, okay, well, I've just become a producer now. So we're suggesting that you charge, a reasonable amount for your services. You don't just decide, okay, I know how to use Logic or FL Studio, so it's £50 an hour. No, you're not there, unless you're making like bangers and people are queuing up. Then of course, supply and demand. Do you know what I mean? So you charge according. But if you're just you're going to drive the business away. Figure out, there's enough research you can do. ChatGPT is great. We mentioned it before. Do some research on what a new producer should charge. Someone who's just starting out, or a musician, or whatever it is that you're involved in. Yeah. Find out, but charge a reasonable amount that will sustain you and put value on the rendering of your service, but also is not going to be, well, you've only just started, mate. How are you charging me £100 an hour when there's a top professional down the road? First Timothy is charging me maybe less. He's got evidence, he's got track record. So just cycling back to freeness. Once you start being serious about this thing and moving from hobby or hobbyist or amateur into professional, freeness, it's not part of the conversation, unless you intentionally want to do a favor for a friend who is not going to take advantage of you. So the last bit on this bit about freeness is don't create a habit or reputation of just being the guy who does stuff for free or does it for discount. Don't be that guy or that person. How, in doing that, focus on building those relationships. And because of when I started out very early, the reasonable price and the exceeding expectations of the service, people recommend you, and your phone will always be ringing, and that's just how it goes in the game. One thing I was just thinking as well, as a second point, was when you put a price on your time, people don't get the opportunity to take it for granted, because if it's always free, it's rarely valued. If it's always free, then it's rarely valued. You don't even value that. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And again, this is not talking about giving free things or free products on an occasion or whatever. That's not the conversation. The conversation is for people who are struggling to put value on their time. And what that does is it filters the curious from the committed people. And that you cannot do any other way. I think that you can be curious and committed, but you might not just be able to afford it. But that can be negotiated. It doesn't always have to be handed out for free. There's so many things I've given to people for free where it's been completely unvalued, and only I could see the value because I was the one that paid for it. And that was the same thing with parents. I'm sure that, you know what I'm saying, getting children phones and game consoles and all these other things. But yeah, what do you think about that? Yeah, 100%. I agree. Again, going back to products and things that I've bought, you may have done it yourself. Have you ever bought a product, an online course, really cheap, or massive discount, like there was this, I can't remember what it's called. There are these online services like lynda.com, lynda.com. They do online tutorials and stuff like that. They were massive before YouTube really blew up. So so lynda.com, Skillshare is the one. So you make your product, your course, you upload it to Skillshare. Once it's up there, let's say it was $200 or pounds for the course. Once it's up there, they discount it to try and drive traffic and try and give you exposure. So they drop it down to $10. Massive. So what was that? A 95% discount. Yeah, 95% off. Okay. Now, that might sound cool because more people will go and engage because it's reduced from $200 to $10, something stupid like that. But how many of those people are going to finish the course? Very few. If I pay $500 for a course, I'm doing it. If I pay $1,000 for a course, I'm doing it.
100%.
If I pay $20 for a course, I'll get to it. No matter how fantastic or how much value that course has, just subconsciously be like, well, it was only $20. So, I'll get to it. I know I need to do it, but I'll get to it. That's why the internet, YouTube is filled with every single piece of knowledge you can ever want. And yet we are the dumbest generation of people that's ever walked the planet.
Because it's free.
Because it's free.
You see it there, free. That's facts. Yeah, that's important. That is very important. There's a saying that goes, when people pay, they pay attention. And when people pay, they pay attention. And when it comes to, because I want to point out also that it is relative to, so where back in the day where we used to charge however much we used to charge, you will get those different people who would say, okay, do you think we could do something, like get a little bit down? And then you get people be like, oh, really? Okay, cool. I sent it to you now. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Or I'll just book you now. And it's all about remember, because it's what's the word? It's like subjective to each individual and their financial status. Don't be the first to jump at, you know what I'm saying? Let them tell you that they need some assistance in paying for it. If they are committed, then you can present an opportunity that either helps them pay for it in an easier way, like partial payments, or if you want to discount it, then you can discount it for that thing, or you know what I'm saying, in some sort of traded value, so that they still understand that, well, my time is still the same. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And one of the things that's happened to me is in my fitness career, I had made one package, like a gold package. Never thought anyone would ever pay for that, because I was just, obviously at that point I had never made any sort of money like that around in my life. And I remember one day out of the blue, I was just speaking to someone. This is a perfect example of what I just said, by the way. And usually people pay for, let's say the bronze, silver, gold. They'll pay for a bronze package. Usually, typically, you get the odd silver here and there for the ones who really want to be serious. And one day I was speaking to someone and I was like, yeah, this is what you do. You got different options. And then I remember the lady was like, yeah, I need the gold one. And I was like, and I said, I was such an amateur. I expressed my surprise in the conversation. I was like, really? I was like, I never had no one ever say, suggest on their own accord that they would just pay for it. And I think actually, wait, because I'm trying to think if I had put it last as well, That's another subconscious thing. When I was giving them the breakdown, I went bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah.
And then the gold was last. And they was just waiting for me to say, oh yeah, I need that one. So when can I send it to you? I was so like, wow. I didn't know there were people that would be willing to pay for this. And then it gets you questioning to say, well, is it even that much? Because it's a lot to you. It's a lot to you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
but to the person who, you know what I'm saying, who is in need of this service, it is nothing to them.
It's nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to attract the right people.
Go ahead. At that point, it just reminds me of, again, my mindset of back in the day, where if I was in your situation right there, and that exact same thing happened, and the person said, I'll take the gold, I would convince them to try the bronze.
That's
I would
crazy.
you should. Nah, you probably want to try that. I've already told them, I'm offering you. I have 3, the bronze, silver, and gold. I'm telling you, there are 3 services. You've said gold, and my thinking is, nah, you need to give me less money. Yeah, less money. You see, and that is where the lack of confidence comes in. You know. Yeah. And confidence builds over time, but it shows that the message really is, okay, if we lack confidence, recognize we lack confidence, now do something about it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And just on that as well, the last thing or the third point I would say is, don't confuse monetizing for selling out, because there was a phase maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, where people started heavily selling courses. I don't know if you remember when loads of gurus was coming out teaching, selling courses, and that was the way to make money at the time. And now it's almost looked down upon. Maybe more so a year, 2 years ago, it was started getting looked down upon. Here, now I think not so much as before, but people really didn't like, if you sold a course, then you was a fake teacher, like you was a fake guru. Immediately, they have no idea what value you provide your experience. They're just, because you're selling a course, they're not trying to hear it. But that's not, I don't believe that that's the right mindset to have, because there are loads of people who still have a lot of value that they want to monetize, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
Like you said, having a reasonable price of what you believe it's worth.
Absolutely.
And what you believe it will return to the person, because if that person is going to make a monetary gain from that, then make it relative. So for example, if I'm going to teach you how to, or let's say we did a course and you're going to learn how to do music production, vocals, engineering, all of that, boom, boom. And we want to create for you the ability and the confidence to charge £50 to £100 an hour, maybe more, then it's got to be relative to be able to say, well, after you do this course, within the first couple of months, you will make that back and way more, not just taking and not allowing them the potential to make it back and tenfold, that type of thing. So yeah, don't be ashamed to monetize what you know you can create value, or to someone who needs it, because it's not selling out. I don't believe that. I don't agree with that. It's not selling out.
Definitely not. And throughout our whole lives, we are gaining from the knowledge of others. We go to school and we are taught by people who have life experience. They have gone and studied, and even though the model is like, okay, you're going to a school, it's a community offering, it is still an exchange of the teacher is exchanging their expertise in the classroom for a fee. They go away, they make their courses, they write their courses, and they present their courses, whether it be at school, college, or university. It's the same
It's exactly
principle.
the same, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Same principle. To say that you are not confident in charging for your skill set or for the value you provide, then it must not be valuable. Because and again, in your eyes, there's always going to be a level of value, but let's even touch on really quickly the people who want to up their price, because I always used to find that when I used to talk to a lot of people that would be doing the same thing or similar things to me, they would have issues charging more, whether it's because you want to charge more or whether you're increasing the value that you're providing. But I think ultimately it comes down to making sure that whatever service and value you provide, you are confident that that price resembles what they're receiving.
Yes.
They are like, let's say, for example, you're a trainer and you charge £50 an hour, or let's say you charge £25 an hour. Well, no offense, man. No offense to anyone who are PTs, but that's a very low amount, and depending on a couple of things, like we're being realistic here, because I've been in this industry, how you look, how your body is, your record in terms of your clients and how many people you've actually helped and you can show and prove, that is going to resemble in your price.
Yes.
People who have many transformations and helped loads of people and look amazing themselves are not going to charge £25 an hour unless they have just started. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. I'm saying that because I've seen it. It's not even my opinion. Like, I've seen it many, many, many times. So for you to want to take your 25 and turn it into 50, as long as you're putting in double the effort in terms of, actually, no. This is what I'll put it like this. Let me say that again. You have a right to up your price, but if you want the respect to remain for your price, then make sure they notice, like, why am I paying more? Because you can just turn around and say, well, I'm just going to charge £50 an hour because of inflation. Fair enough. Like, that's cool. But people won't respect that a lot of the time. People don't care because they have to pay more out of pocket for it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. I think just provide the added value, or find ways. If you don't believe in yourself, find ways to believe in yourself. Find ways where you can't deny, this costs me more to make, and I'm providing it, so I have to charge more. Like, do you know what I'm saying? If you really can't say to yourself, I want to monetize this, then you need to up the skill set. You need to up the provider value in the thing. That's what I think, at least.
Yeah, I agree 100% with what you said there, man. And I'm hopeful that the audience, like, we're talking about value here, and I'm hopeful that the audience will be finding value in what we're saying here, because we're telling you the truth. We're telling you that we were there. We were the guys who didn't have a clue. We were keen. We were talented. But when it came to doing the business side of things, we were just rubbish, but we learned. And that's why we're able, that's why I believe, or we believe, that we're hoping to bring you value because of our own personal experience.
That's right.
We didn't come blasting out the gates, success straight away. No. It didn't happen like that for us. We worked and we made mistakes, many mistakes, and we're sharing the mistakes, but also the solutions as well.
Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. And we're still on the journey. There is ultimately there's going to be a finish line behind another finish line, behind another one. And and what you realize after you achieve so many different things is you never arrive. That honestly, I don't believe you do arrive. I don't think that that's necessarily the right thing, but that is what I've experienced. Obviously, people might not agree with that, but there is a certain contentment I believe you do need to have at one point to say, this is where be grateful and always grateful and appreciative of what you have done. Yeah. But ultimately, we're made to create. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. Creation is the blessing of life, that we get to continue to do that. There is no end to creation. You know what I'm saying? You're going to create something and build on top of that until you reach the sky. And then once you do that and you've had fed up with that, you're going to look for something else. That's just how it goes. Exactly. That's just how it goes, man. But I wanted to say as well, guys, if you think you have value, and again, this video was free. You know what I'm saying? You might not see the value in it because it was free. But the currency that we want to encourage is to like and subscribe. And it only takes a click if you're able to do that. If you're not able to do that, then can't help you, man. You know what I'm saying? If you really didn't think it was that valuable, then fair enough. But for the ones that did, please like and subscribe to the channel, because we want to really push this, and we want to really help as many people as we can, just really get help to navigate this industry of a mindset for success, like we always say. And
just on that, I just wanted to say one last thing at that point. Is that, you know, we're at the end of the episode. If you sat through the whole episode and you've sat through it all the way through to the end, and you're not able to click the like button,
at that point, they can't help. And we can't even push value on YouTube. We can't even say that we're trying to charge for this video. That's the funny thing about it. So listen, if you can help us and support in any, and you believe what we're doing here, we would really appreciate you doing that.
Yes.
And also comment below
yes.
Scenarios in which maybe you're struggling with now in increasing your price, or even just monetizing your business or what you're doing in general. And yeah, man, any questions and anything, we always appreciate it. And we hope to answer more questions. I think we should do an episode where we like answer quite a couple questions, because we got loads where people are asking stuff. And we'll just tap into that.
Wonderful.
But yeah, other than that, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for another moment of your time, Dr. Duce. We really appreciate it. Always, and until next time, man, we'll see you soon.
Love.